The Sleepwalking Town, Episode 5, The Awakening. The forest had gone silent, not the normal kind of silence. This was deeper, heavier, like the entire world was holding its breath. Daniel knelt at the edge of the pit, his chest rising and falling rapidly. The glowing symbol on his arm had changed. What had once been a simple mark was now something far more complex. Ancient lines twisting together like living fire beneath his skin. Across the clearing, Elias Ward stared in disbelief. That shouldn't be possible, he whispered. The townspeople remained frozen in their ritual circle, their heads bowed, the torches flickered violently in the wind, and deep below the pit. The creature shifted, hundreds of glowing eyes stared upward from the darkness, watching Daniel, studying him. The voice echoed again inside his mind, low, ancient, endless, you remember. Daniel grabbed his head as pain exploded through his skull. Images flooded his mind, not memories, not dreams, something older, a different time, a different world. The land where Ashwick now stood was once a barren valley surrounded by black forests, no roads, no houses, only a massive crater in the earth, and something sleeping inside it, waiting. 200 years ago, the first settlers arrived, cold, starving, desperate. They discovered the pit, and the voice beneath it. The creature promised them survival, food, prosperity, protection. All it wanted in return was devotion. Elias Ward's ancestors were the first to accept the pact. They built the town around the pit, and every generation since had continued the ritual. Every night, every chant, every sleepwalking procession, all meant to keep the creature satisfied, to keep it sleeping. Daniel gasped as the visions ended. His eyes slowly lifted. They were never worshipping it, he said. Quietly, Ward frowned. What are you talking about? Daniel's voice trembled. They were feeding it. The ground shook violently. The pit cracked wider. The glowing eyes multiplied. Ward stepped backward in fear. No, the ritual was supposed to control it. Daniel slowly stood. The glowing symbol on his arm pulsed like a heartbeat. You were wrong, he said. Ward shook his head. You don't understand. Without the ritual, it will destroy everything. Daniel looked down into the pit. I know. The voice returned, stronger now, vessel. Daniel clenched his fists. Ward's expression changed. You're not just marked, he whispered, you're chosen. Daniel's eyes glowed faintly. Yes. Ward suddenly smiled, then laughed. You see. This is perfect. The creature has chosen you as its vessel. You will become its form in this world. The townspeople slowly lifted their heads, their eyes opened for the first time, blank, empty, awaiting command. Ward stepped forward eagerly. Finish the ritual, he said, become the vessel. Daniel stared at him, then shook his head. No, Ward froze. What? Daniel turned toward the pit again. The creature doesn't want a vessel. The ground trembled violently. The voice roared inside his mind, freedom. Daniel whispered softly, it wants to wake up. Ward's face twisted with terror. No, that can't happen. Daniel's eyes burned with white light now, 200 years of feeding it. The pit cracked wider. Massive shadows began rising beneath the earth, and tonight. Daniel finished, it finally has enough. Ward ran forward, you fool. If it wakes up, Ashwick will be destroyed. Daniel looked at him calmly, yes. Ward grabbed him by the collar, you'll kill everyone. Daniel's voice was cold, they were already dead. The townspeople suddenly collapsed to their knees. The chanting began again, but this time, it wasn't controlled, it was panicked, desperate. The creature below was rising. The pit exploded outward. Dirt and stone erupted into the air. A massive shape began emerging from the darkness, too large to fully see, too horrible to understand. A forest of moving shadows, thousands of glowing eyes opening across a massive shifting body. Ward screamed, no. Stop it. He grabbed a ritual dagger from the ground and lunged toward Daniel, but Daniel didn't move. The symbol on his arm flared. Ward froze mid-step, as if an invisible force held him in place. Daniel slowly walked toward the pit. The creature towered above the clearing now, its massive form blocking out the moon. The townspeople trembled on the ground. The voice filled the forest. Return. Vessel. Daniel looked up and smiled. I'm not your vessel. The creature paused, confused. Daniel lifted his glowing arm. You made a mistake. The light from the symbol burned brighter than the torches. You called the wrong person. The creature roared, a sound that shook the forest. Daniel stepped closer to the pit. I'm not here to serve you. He looked directly into the creature's thousands of eyes. I'm here to end you. The symbol on Daniel's arm exploded with light. Ancient energy surged outward. The forest shook violently. The creature screamed. The glowing eyes began flickering. Ward fell to his knees in horror. What are you doing? Daniel's voice echoed with unnatural power. Breaking the pact. The ground split open. The pit collapsed inward. The creature thrashed wildly as the earth began swallowing it. The glowing eyes disappeared one by one. The monstrous shape sank back into the abyss. The voice roared in rage. You belong to me. Daniel clenched his fist. No, the light flashed, and the pit sealed shut. Silence returned to the forest. The torches burned low. The townspeople slowly lifted their heads, their eyes clear. For the first time in centuries, they were awake. Ward stared at the sealed ground in disbelief. You destroyed it, he whispered. Daniel looked at his arm. The symbol was gone, not destroyed, he said quietly, buried. Ward shook his head slowly. You doomed this town. Daniel turned away from the pit. No, he looked at the people of Ashwick. I freed it. Hours later, the sun rose over Ashwick. The townspeople wandered through the streets in confusion, memories returning, questions filling their minds. 200 years of darkness had ended. Daniel stood at the edge of town, his car waiting beside the road. He looked back one last time. The town seemed peaceful now, normal, but deep beneath the earth, something still moved, sleeping once again. Waiting, Daniel got into the car, and drove away, far from Ashwick, far from the forest, far from the pit. But as he drove down the empty highway, a faint glow appeared on his arm, a new symbol, smaller, fainter, but unmistakable. Daniel stared at it in the rearview mirror, and whispered one word. No, the end. If you loved this dark tale, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell for more chilling horror stories.